Now we will go for our BDC implementation. So screen recording part. So the transaction code for screen recording is SHDB. What you will do, you will simply go to SHDB, you will record the steps for implementation from material, and then you will simply use it in your program. And over this internal table that you are getting the data here, you are going to simply loop on this internal table, and you will simply uh, recall all these steps that you have recorded, and all your data will be migrated in a one way, right? It will be migrated in one go. We don't will have to create it again and again, right? So I will go to simply SHDB. This is my transaction record here. Here you are going to simply record a transaction. So go for new recording, pass any recording name. So I will pass it, let's say material. Okay. Here you need to pass the transaction code which whom you want to do the recording. I will pass MM01 and go for start recording. By default your MM01 screen will come. So pass all of them. Material, let's say Amrit. Select the industry sector. Everything is getting recorded, every step. Then go for material type. I'm selecting raw material. I will press enter any of the basic data. Pass any material description, right? So I'm passing, let's say material Amrit, and I will pass basic unit of measure as milligram, and I will save it. Step has been saved. Go for save button and go for back. See here, this is your recording that has been recorded by SAP system. From SHDV, this is how do you do the recording part. This recording has been recorded. Now I am going to use this recording in a program. So I will select it and I will go for this program button. So go for program and pass any name. So Z training BDC material, and select the transfer from the recording so that all the recording can be transferred into the program, and go for OK button. Pass the package, transport request. Yeah, this program has been created. Now you can simply go and check. So I will simply copy it and I will go there. Go to AC38, pass it and go for change button. Now see here, this is your standard recording of your material. And if you will check it carefully, what you are going to see is lots of perform are there. In the modularization technique, we have seen this concept of perform, which is a subroutine. So whenever you are going to do any BDC recording, lots of subroutine will come, and we are going to simply use this step for implementing our BDC for both the call transaction and session method. So this is how you do the recording. Now we have this thing. So first I will simply comment out all the program, and one by one I am going to uncomment it according to the requirement. First requirement will be I will have to upload my local file. So we have already created our program for uploading the local file. I will simply copy it out. I'm going to simply copy all these steps, right? This will simply upload our local data into SAP system. This will simply upload our local data into SAP system. So this is step one. Step one is to simply upload your local data. You will get your data into this LT material, right? You will get your data into this LT material. Now what you are going to do, you will simply start uncommenting these steps one by one. So we have already used this start of selection. We don't need to go for it. I will do the loop at LT material, which we are receiving into our work area, and we will simply call all these steps again and again so that all our material data of internal table can be simply saved into our standard table, right? So and loop here. end loop and save it. Right? Loop at LT material into LS material. Now you will do the uncommenting part of all this BDC things. Okay, so you are going to simply do the uncommenting part. We don't need to open the group, rest everything we will uncomment it out. Yeah, up to this thing. Right. So all these perform that you are seeing here, there must be a subroutine of form type, right? So everything is stored inside this thing into this particular include. We will go inside this include and we are going to simply call our subroutine. So double click, oh, go inside it. Yeah, okay. And if you will go below, you will find two important subroutine here, the BDC DINPRO and BDC field. Just copy it out, last two subroutine, copy it out and simply paste it at last. These two important subroutines are used for implementing your BDC. Now we can simply do the commenting of this include. Okay. So again, one more thing we need here, go into it. We will need the internal table of our BDC data where it has been declared. Checking, let me check. Yeah, BDC data. I'll create internal table because this BDC data type will be used into our subroutine. So go there and create it, internal table and work area. So data LT BDC data type table of BDC data and work area of BDC data type BDC data. Perfect. This subroutine will be called, and here in our form we are going to simply replace all these things with our internal table of BDC data and work area of BDC data. We are going to simply replace it. So clear work area of our BDC data. This will become work area of our BDC data, work area of our BDC data, work area of our BDC, and append work area of BDC data to our internal table. So into to LT BDC data. We'll simply do the appending part of our work area to internal table. Here we need to go through the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to do clear LS BDC data and work area BDC data, work area BDC data, and append your work area BDC data to internal table BDC data. Append your work area to internal table. Right? Let's activate it out. So we are going to loop all these steps. All these perform will be called and this form will be called again and again. Now if you check these steps that you have created, so again go to MM01, you will find the same thing. Same recording has been done. So if you check it, first time your screen 60 was called. What is the screen of this particular MM01 create material? Screen 60. So this screen was called at the first. Then what you did, you pressed enter, you pass the material type, you pass material number. You can see here you passed industry sector, you pass here material type, then you pressed enter. So their basic view was selected. After that you went to 4004 screen where you pass your material description and you pass the basic unit of measure and then you simply saved it. So same step is going to be called again and again, but it will be called for our work area material. Now here we will pass our all the data. So here we will pass now data ls material Matner. It will become Matner. This industry sector will become industry sector now. So ls material mbrsh This material type will become raw material, so ls material mtart will become material type. Then we will pass the material description maktx, so ls material maktx, and at last we will pass the basic unit of measure. Here we will replace the milligram with our work area data, which we are going to receive from our local file from the from our local system. So basic unit of measure, right? This is going to simply call it again. Okay, so these are normal steps. They will simply call your subroutine. This subroutine will do the implementation part and it will be saved. Now we have two methods, BDC method, call transaction and session method. So let's see the call transaction first. Call transaction method. How we will call the transaction for this BDC program. So call transaction method. The syntax of call transaction method is, the syntax for your call transaction method is call transaction, call transaction, then you pass the transaction code, you pass the transaction code using your internal table, which is BDC internal table. So BDC internal table LTBDC data that we have created. Then you need to pass the processing mode. It can be mode can be either A, we will see what is the meaning of all these things, or N, or it can be E for error. Then we pass the update. So either it can be asynchronous, or it can be synchronous, or it can be L. Then we get the log, so messages into our log of internal table. This is the syntax of using call transaction method for BDC. This is the syntax which is used. So here if you check this mode, they are known as processing mode. They are simply known as processing mode. They are known as processing mode. So processing modes. First A. A means all screen. Here A means all screen. That is, if you are selecting this A, all the screen will come. So it will show screen by screen processing. It will show screen by screen processing. If you are going to select this thing, it will show the screen by screen processing. Then we have N. N is no screen. So if you are selecting this mode, it will not show any screen. It will not show any screen. Any screen. All the processing will be done in the background. All of them will be done in the background. You will only get the output part. Then you have third, E is for error. So if there is any error in your BDC, if there is any error, if there is any error in your BDC, it will show the screen. It will show the screen where you will get the error, where the error is. And if there will not be any error, then no screen will be showed. By default, all the processing will be done in the background part. So they are processing mode. You can select any one of them. Then we have update. we have some update modes. Let's see them. Update modes here. First one is A. A means asynchronous. A means asynchronous. In technical word, we say commit work. Commit work. That is, save the changes that this program has made. If we are simply uploading any data in the material, some changes had been made. So this commit work is done. Okay. Then we have another one, synchronous, which is more better than asynchronous part. So synchronous. It simply means commit work and wait. So our SAP system will commit the changes and then it will wait for some nanosecond or millisecond and then it will start the next step, which is more beneficial here because synchronous, your both the SAP system and your BDC are in sync. That is why it is more. Then we have L. You can use any one of them. It's totally up to you. Then we have local update. Third one. Local update. So if the data is updated locally, the update of the database will not be processed in a separate process. The update functions are run in the same dialog box if you are going to use this local update. My suggestion will be always go for synchronous, and here you can go for either A or either N, totally up to you. So now I am going to call it. I am going to use the call transaction simply here. So call transaction mm01, yeah, using my internal table of BDC data. So BDC data, right? We are going to simply call it. Then we will pass the mode. I will pass all screen. I want to see the screen by screen processing. Then I will pass the update mode as, let's say, synchronous, and then I will get my log messages into LT message. Again, this one is a very beautiful interview question. The question will be, what is the structure? What is the structure for BDC log? Where you get it? So there is a standard structure. The name of structure is BDC MSG call. BDC MSG call. Using this structure, you will have to create your internal table. So I will simply create my internal table. I will go there and I will create my internal table. So data LT message type table of my BDC MSG call. If you go and check this structure, collecting message into the SAP system, that's perfect. So this will simply do the messages into LT message, and at last, before ending of loop, we will clear our LT BDC data, so that next record can be processed without any error. This is the step for your call transaction. Create the structure of whatever system, whatever record you want to bring, internal table and work area, bring the data, get the data into the internal table. Then you are going to loop on the recording that you have recorded, and you will simply do the call transaction. You will pass the processing mode and update mode accordingly. Right here I have selected all screen, so step by step all screen will be displayed to me. Let's execute this program. I will select my file, go to desktop, I will select the material, and I will go for open, go for execute. Yes, see here, first our material 02 is getting uploaded. So 02, enter basic data 1 selected, everything will be automatically passed here. This material has been created, it has been created. Then you will see material 03, yeah, it has been created, right? So then you 4, 5. Here since we have selected the processing mode as A, so that is why you are seeing all the screen. Press enter again and again. So processing is being done. 4, 5, 8, 9 and 10, 11. Yeah, all of them has been created. Now if you want, you can go to simply your table and you can check how it has been created. So go to AC 11 Mara table, content, execute, and I will pass up to 11. Yeah, up to 11. Yes, they are up to 11. Let's check and execute it. See here, all the material has been created. You can see the time and seconds, username who has created it. You can see the material type and industry sector also, right? You can see the basic unit of measure that we have passed. All of them, they have been stored successfully, but we have not written our to display the message log, so that is why it was not displayed. So I will display it using CL demo output. This is a standard class which we can use to directly display internal table if you want. So I will pass my LT message here, LT message. But now I will change this processing mode to no screen. Earlier it was screen, all the screen was displayed. Now I will simply change to N, so that all the processing will be done in the background. I will just get my message into this internal table. I will display and I will check whether they are getting created correctly or not. So these materials have been created. Now we will have to change their name, otherwise duplicate data cannot be stored into the system. So we'll change its name to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. Save it. I will go and execute. Yeah, execute. Select the file, desktop, material data. Go for execute button. Yes, allow. Processing is being done, and after processing will be done, you will get the output. So this is my LT message that I am getting. My message is SSS, so message type is success. It simply means all the material has been created. So all these materials has been created. I can simply go and check my local system again from 12 to 21. So 12 to 21. Yeah, see, 12 to 21. All of them has been created, right? So this is how we use the concept of call transaction. This is how we use the concept of call transaction method. We follow this particular call transaction syntax to use the call transaction.